Hey everyone, how are you? This is the fourth video of the series Agentic AI Architecture from Scratch, and in this video, we are going to see the architecture of a multi-agent system. So, we are going to build our first multi-agent system from scratch. So, we are not going to use any fancy LLM. No, we are not going to use it. There will be no extra cost of any LLM or APIs. We are going to understand the architecture of this system by writing the code from scratch. Our goal will be to understand what kind of architecture does a multi-agent system follows and how it solves our problem from a single agent system to a multi-agent system. Like, what are the advantages we get? How do we implement it from scratch? What is our goal and what is our procedure to implement such a system? So basically, when we talk about a single agent system, and let's go back to the fact that we create an agent to solve a problem, right? So we have a goal or we have a query, and this query or our goal has to be met, and we create a special agent for it to automate the system. This agent will be called agentic AI or AI agent. When this agent performs the task using AI, that is, it takes the decision smartly using the AI, using the LLMs. So we create an agent for it. Now, if we are given a goal or a query and we create a single agent to solve the problem, then it is good. It is a followed architecture and it is a good architecture. But what if your goal or your query is a bit complex and managing all the tasks which is being performed to reach your goal is a little bit complex to handle and hard to scale? In this case, we split our single agent into multiple agents. For example, right now on the screen you can see we have split our single agent into three agents. It could be four agents, five agents, n number of agents based on the requirement. So if we split our single agent into multiple agents like agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, then these are some multiple specialized agents which performs your task. So basically what your single agent was doing, now three agents will do. If your task was complex, we break down the task and we create an agent for each of the tasks and they do their own specific work. So splitting our single agent architecture into multiple agents allows us to solve our problem and scale our solution in a bit easy way. Now, if you talk about the architecture, we start with a query, we start with a goal, and let's say we have three agents. Let's say we have to create a system or an agent which answers your query. So a single agent architecture would be to take your query, give it to your agent, and it will give you the response, right? Now, what if there are many tasks which is being performed by your agent? Your agent will plan, then it can maybe retrieve some documents, then it can write a draft message or a draft response which has to be reviewed again. If all these tasks is being performed by a single agent, we could just break it down into multiple agents. We can have a simple planner agent, we can have another retriever agent, we can have a reviewer agent, and in between the reviewer agent and the retriever agent, we could also have a writer agent which is going to do our task. So what we have done is we have split our single query or a single solution or an architecture into multiple agents. Now this is something which is a multi-agent architecture. Now when you have a multiple agent, then you will call one agent, then another agent, then maybe you call the previous agent again, or you could go to another agent. So these are like many agents are calling each other to achieve your goal or achieve your task. For now, let us just keep it simple, where the planner agent, after getting its response, is going to call the retriever agent, which is then going to call the reviewer agent. Or if we have a writer agent, then the retriever would call the writer, then the writer would call the reviewer agent. So we need an orchestrator system or an orchestrator agent itself, which orchestrates the communication between all your agents. So when we talk about a multiple agent system or a multi-agent system, we need an orchestrator which orchestrates your query and the different responses which are being generated by the different agent and make them communicate with each other in the correct order. So we create a pipeline, and this is a simple pipeline for now. All the agents are just linearly calling each other. So the orchestrator task would be to just forward the query to planner agent, take the response from the planner agent, give it to retriever, then the retriever response will be generated, take the response from the retriever agent and give it to the reviewer. And then finally we are going to get the output which we are just going to show our user. So this is a simple architecture of a multi-agent system. And if we see the official, I would say the official architecture, then what we have in a multi-agent system is a goal, then an orchestrator, then we need a planner agent, we are having a retriever agent, then we can have a writer agent which is just going to draft the response. Basically the planner agent is going to plan what kind of response I need to generate. Then the retriever agent would retrieve the relevant documents. The writer agent would draft a solution and the reviewer agent would review the answer, and if the answer looks good, it is going to give the final response. So here we have broken our single agent into multiple agents to perform the solution, and the advantage of this is now your task is broken down into many systems or many agents, so it is easy to manage something. If you get a bad retrieved documents, so you don't need to go to the planner or reviewer agent, you can just go to the retriever agent and try to optimize it. If you want to scale the solution, if you have a lot of bigger tasks for the retriever agent, you could just deploy a retriever agent in a bigger system. You could scale each agent in a different system, right? So scaling and maintaining the code is going to be easy if you have multi-agent system. But remember, do not try to overcomplicate the thing. If you have a simple goal, if it can be solved by one agent or two agent, do not try to create like 10 agents for it. Keep it simple, and that will be easy to code and easy to maintain. So now let us see the solution or a simple code for this kind of architecture. So let me go back to the editor and try to explain you the code. So initially I have a set of documents, and guys, remember, we are not using a real LLM. So our agent is not really smart, but we are following the exact architecture which will be followed even if you have a real LLM. So let's say we have some documents, and these are our documents in the form of dictionaries. We have like 5 documents. Each document contains some text regarding agentic AI systems, RAG, multi-agent system, reliable AI agent system, and architecture level, design, balance, quality. What we need to focus on is the pipeline state. Now, if you remember, we have a pipeline, right? This is our pipeline. Once the orchestrator receives the query, it has to just give it to the planner agent, take its response, give it to retriever, take its response, give it to the next agent, and finally give out the output. So we need to create a pipeline which is going to manage all these things, and this will be managed by the orchestrator. So we are going to create a pipeline class which is going to be a data class, and this will have a goal. We are going to have a plan for the planner agent. Basically, this particular variable is going to store the planner agent response. Then the retriever agent response would be stored in the retrieve document. Then the draft answer will be written, which is going to be written by a writer agent. I am introducing this writer agent as well. And then we will have a final answer, which will be after the reviewer agent has reviewed the final answer or the draft answer, I would say. And then we just give it back to the user. There would be citations, basically what all the documents are being used to give back the response. We will have some logs as well, that what each agent is doing, and then we will see was our review passed or failed. I have some helper functions as well to tokenize my text or tokenize my query and the different text which I'm going to get from the documents. So basically I'm going to have a query, and I would search each document and try to find out which particular document has the maximum overlap score with my query. So I have an overlap score function. So I'm trying to make it smart, but in real world, the LLM is going to do these tasks. It is more smart than these vague functions, but that's fine. For now, let's consider these are smart functions to identify which document is closer to your query. So the overlap score is going to get your query, get your text, tokenize both of these things, and find the length of their intersection, and that is going to be the score. So whatever document has the highest score will be more preferred for the response. Now we have a planner agent, we have a retriever agent, we have a writer agent, and we have a reviewer agent. So we have 4 agents, and we have an orchestrator system. If we start from the beginning, then we will have a goal. So our goal is to explain why the multi-agent system and RAG are useful in agentic AI architecture, and then we get the result after we run the multi-agent pipeline using the user goal. We print the final answer, and if you see in the right hand side, our pipeline state will have a final answer, it will have a plan, and it will have some logs as well. So we are going to print all these things. But before this, let's see how this multi-agent pipeline or the orchestrator is working. So the orchestrator takes the goal and creates a pipeline state with it. Basically, it initializes a instance of pipeline state which has a goal. So it fills the value of goal, and we start with this particular state. Then we run our planner agent and append the response from the planner agent to the logs. If the plan is not okay, we are just going to return the state with final answer as planner failed. But right now we are not failing our planner agent. If you see in the right hand side, our planner agent is just creating a simple plan. Basically, it is a dumb planner agent. It is not LLM based or AI based. But let's consider we have a LLM, then it will be much more smarter, right? So we are just returning that okay is true, and we have a plan. Next is, if you see the left hand side, once we have a plan, we update the value of plan in our state, in our pipeline state variable. The plan is updated. Next, we are just retrieving the relevant documents using the retriever agent and appending the result of the retriever agent to the log as well. And if the retrieval agent response is not okay, again we are just saying that retrieval failed. If you see in the right hand side, the retrieval agent is also simple, but it is little bit smart. We are returning back the documents based on the score. So we are finding the score, appending the score, and whoever has the highest score, we are just returning those particular documents. Then we have a writer agent, right? Now this writer agent is just going to get the goal, it is going to get the retrieved documents. Again, we are appending the result of the writer agent to the logs, and again we are doing the same thing. If the writer agent result is not okay, we will say writer failed to the final answer. But if it is okay, and we are writing it as okay mostly, there will be one chance that it is not okay when we do not get any document which has a score. But right now we have a simple query. The query was to just explain why multi-agent system and RAG are useful in agentic AI architecture, and we will have something in the documents which is going to match. So the writer agent is actually going to give us some response. It is going to give us a draft and a citation as well, that what different documents it has used to create the response. And finally, the reviewer agent is going to review the response, review the draft answer, and if it looks good, if the result is approved, then the draft answer actually becomes the final answer. If the result is not approved, then the draft answer is not the final answer. We will say draft needs revision and review has failed. The review pass variable is false. And this is our reviewer agent. This is also a simple if else logic. But again, if you just introduce an LLM to it, the things will become much more smarter. And when we will run our code, when you will run your code, you will get a response like this in your terminal, which says that the final answer is something like this. We have a goal, we have a grounded response, and the goal was to find out what is a multi-agent system and why they are useful, why RAG is useful. So you get a response about it. Multi-agent system is this, agentic AI system is this, reliable AI system requires validation, logs, and failure handling. The citations are coming from the document number 3, document number 1, and document number 4. So basically the answer is coming from the document number 3, document 1, document 4, which is basically having the highest overlap score based on the query. We get to see the plan, and then we get to see the logs. First, the planner agent is called, then the retriever agent is called, then the writer agent is called, finally the reviewer agent is called. So our whole focus was to understand what exactly is a multi-agent system. So the main thing you have to understand is a multi-agent system is just a simple single agent system which got broken into multiple agents to solve a particular task, and every agent is specialized for a particular task. If you are able to create this kind of system, and if you are able to orchestrate the system, basically make them communicate with their responses, then congratulations, you have created a multi-agent system. So I hope this video has explained you what is a multi-agent system, how the architecture of it looks like, and you understood the coding part as well. And if you did, then make sure that you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel as of now, then make sure that you do so, because I'm going to go cover a lot of agentic AI systems architecture. Later on, we are going to create some projects. So basically, you are going to learn a lot of things. And if you have any doubts, then make sure that you put it in the comment box. And in the next video, we are going to add guardrails and policy checks and tool permission, so our multi-agent system becomes safer and production ready. And again, our goal will be to understand the system from the scratch as an architecture, because any different frameworks will do the same thing, but you will know the architecture, then you can perform the task in a better way. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching this one. I will see you guys in the next video.